I'm sitting here at the Koisel Ravi on the 4th of Iyar, Toshin Pei Beis. If you listen carefully in the background, you could hear a minion saying Hallel, Yamatzmutz. Baruch Hashem, we were given Eretz Yisrael's Matanim and Shamayim. Each person has their own way of expressing these beautiful gifts. We were given, some people say Hallel, some people don't. Whatever a person chooses to do, Al Pi the Hara, Gedali Torah, the main thing is to recognize the beautiful, beautiful gift that we were given of Eretz Yisrael. I mentioned in previous year that I went into Rav Sternbach on Shabbos, and he told me something that was quite amazing. That I wasn't even asking a question, but the way he understood what I was saying, he said, "Tefillah will not help. Tefillah will not help." He said, "Only tchina, only tchina." He said. I asked the Rav, "So what's the difference between tefillah and between tchina?" And Rav Sternberg told me, "Tefillah is without tears, and tchina is with tears." He says, if you want your prayers to be answered, it has to be with tears. As the Gemara says, in Bava Metzia, Daf Tes, Kol Hasharim Minalu, all the gates have been closed. Aval Shari Tefillah Lo Ninalu. The gates of, Dima Lo Ninalu. The gates of Dima were not closed. On that note, I want to share with you an incredible idea from the Shlah and Parshas Vayetze. It's a question that's always bothered me. And this morning I found an answer to it. And the answer goes deep, deep into the real reason that we're here in Eretz Yisrael. Many, many people live here in Eretz Yisrael. They don't really appreciate what we have. But when you learn the Shlah, you appreciate what you have, especially here at the Kaisel. The issue is like this. The issue is that Leah, Baruch Hashem, had children. Apam Otis Hashem, she had 4 children. We've spoken about that many times. She was given a special gift in the schus that she suffered being second to Yaakov. Even though she was a Kara, Vayar Hashem, Kisnu Leah v'yiftak es Rachma. Rachel comes to Yaakov, and she asks for children. And Yaakov's response is astounding. I have difficulty, great gift difficulty, understand what's going on. Because Yaakov says, Vayicher af Yaakov Baruch he got angry, right? And he said to her, Takas Elkim, Hashem Mana Pribeden. Yaakov Avinu, his picture is on the Kisi HaKavod. He's the Tachlis of Shlemus. How could he make such a seemingly crass, seemingly out of place statement to Rachel, his dear wife, his beloved wife Rachel? How can he make such a statement? I always understood there must be something deeper going on here that we don't understand. And the Shlah opened my eyes this morning. The Shlah says like this incredible idea about what Eretz Yisrael is. Yaakov Avinu understood that Rachel understood, that the reason she's suffering, childless, barren, is because Hashem wants her tefillas. In fact, Chazal teach us that Hashem kept the Emos barren because he was mitavelit tefillas. But Yaakov Avinu had said like this. He said, it can't be that Hashem wants your tefillas. That's the reason why you're barren. Because tefillas in Chutz La'aretz are not mitav. Hashem doesn't desire the tefillas in Chutz La'aretz. Hashem doesn't have desire for those tefillas. Right? So then, what is the reason, Rachel, that you don't have children? It's because you have Averis. That's what Yaakov was conveying. So what was Rachel answering back? Yeah, Rachel was answering back something very, very deep. Yeah, Rachel was answering back like this: that even though it's true, that Hashem is only mitava the tefillas in Eretz Yisrael, but there's a way that Jews in Chutz La'aretz, as Rachel was then, can get their tefillas, as it were, to Eretz Yisrael. How do you get your tefillas to Eretz Yisrael if you're in Chutz La'aretz? If it in fact is true that the tefillas are only answered, that Hashem is only mitaveh for tefillas in Eretz Yisrael, so how could it be that, how could a Yid living in Chutz La'aretz, how a Jew living in Chutz La'aretz, like Rachel Imenu, how could it be that her tefillas, how could she get her tefillas to Eretz Yisrael? So Rachel said as follows. She said, as Rosh Sternbach told me this past Shabbos, all the gates have been closed except for the Shari Dima. All the gates have been closed. Kol Shari Minalu, chutz mi Shari Dima. Right? A person can get his tefillas in through Shari Dima, and it seems that it doesn't just get the tefillas in, but it takes them via Eretz Yisrael. The way to get the tefillas in front of Hashem is through Eretz Yisrael. Says the Shalom, Mikol makom Shari Dimas lo ninalu, v'atfila boike va'oile derech Eretz Yisrael, ad derech anokom ad Shemayim. The tefillas, by when a person cries, so the tefillas go through that shar, and that goes through Eretz Yisrael. Right? Now, what was Rachel Imenu saying? So the Shloh explains that there's a klipa. There's a klipa, or as the Mekbalim say, there's a kali, there's a klipa that stops our tefillas, that stops the tefillas in Chutz La'aretz going through, and that tefillah is called Sarah. Sarah Kihit Kanes. Yeah, it's based on a pasuk in Yeshaya Chaf Ches Chaf. There's a klipa called Sarah Kihit Kanes. Yeah, and how do you get by that tefillah? The name of the klipa itself is the way to get through it, because when a person has saras, when a person has difficulties, yeah, right. When a person has difficulties, that's the way to get around this sarah. So what did Rachel do? Rachel Amenu put herself into the greatest difficulty that a woman could possibly have. Yeah, one of the greatest difficulties that a woman could possibly have is to bring another wife into the home. Right, that's why she's called Sarah. Sarah Labasi. Yeah, she brought a Sarah. She took her maidservant. Yeah, she brought her maidservant in to the house. Yeah, she cut his Sarah Labasi and says the Shloh. Yeah, Afal pi shanachnu b'chutz la'aretz. Toilet tefillah b'schus she cut his Sarah Labasi. Right, Yir Hashem ba'oni, by seeing the pain that I'm having, that will open up the Sharidima, that will get the tefillahs through Eretz Yisrael, and that will be mekanis the tefillahs. Aval b'yishikit kanis Sarah lebasi. Tavo ad shar shemayim. That tefillahs will get in. And the tefillahs will get in. And this was the vikuach, as it were. This was the back and forth between Rachel and between Yaakov. Yaakov, was saying it can't be that Hashem wants your tefillahs, because Hashem only wants tefillahs of the Yidden in Eretz Yisrael, and we're not in Eretz Yisrael, we're in Chutz La'aretz. Says Rachel Imenu back, yeah, it's true, you're right. Hashem is only mitavel l'tfilos for Eretz Yisrael, but I'm going to bring a tzara l'toch beisi. I'm going to be machnas myself into a tzara, yeah, by bringing a tzara into my house. Generally, we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to bring ourselves into tzara, but we see a precedent from the Avos that they brought a tzara into the house. This is what Sarah did, and this is what Leah did, and Rachel did, yeah. I'm going to bring a tzara upon myself, and by bringing the tzara upon myself, I'm going to come to Dima, I'm going to come to tears, and by Shari, all the gates of prayer are closed except for the Shari Dima. By bringing myself to the Shari Dima, so that my tefillos will be answered. Yeah, they'll go through our tefillah. So we can in fact say that Hashem is misabeh for our tefillos. Yeah, even Jews living in Chutz, because a person who's suffering, their tefillas can go through the Shari Dima and go through Eretz Yisrael and get up to the Shar Shemayim. This is an incredible idea for all Jews alike, whether they're living in Chutz La'aretz, certainly, and even living in Eretz Yisrael. If we want our tefillas to be answered, we should go through the Shari Dima. We have to understand, though, what the Shari Dima is, and B'ezras Hashem, the next year I'll try to open up that sugya of what exactly is the Shari Dima. Where are these gates? Where is this gate of prayers, and what is it all about? Hashem should help us. All our prayers should be answered. And we should be zeiche to the Gula Shlema, when all the Jewish people will be saying Hallel. Again, they once asked Rav Soloveitchik, what do you do on Yom Ha'atzmaut? He said, I do like Ben Gurion. I don't say Hallel, and I don't say Tachlim. Right? What should a Jew do every day of the year? Every day of the year, a Jew should follow, get a Rav, a Rav, find a Rav who's an Adam Gadol to the best of their abilities, and they should follow their psak, and that's how she should act. Yeah, we should come to a time, Bezrat Hashem, soon. Hashem should answer all our tefillahs, and every single Jew should be saying Hallel and the Gula Shlema. Amen. Ken Yeratzah.